I'm the head of the Danish Society for Philosophical Practice, and in our society we try to specialize in four different directions. The first is in health and care. Different philosophers, philosophical counselors try to go into that area. We have big discussion and some seminars in that direction. The second one is in business, and the guy in the board who is in charge of this, to develop it, he is also doing a PhD, and he's calling it philosophical not counseling, but coaching. So this is a word which is, there's more sell in that in business life. So philosophical coaching. We have, of course, a lot of discussion about that. And then the third point is in education, and how one could bring philosophical practice into higher education, into adult education, as a natural, integrated part of being educated, also in the Bildung tradition. And the fourth level is more the going into philosophical practice as a private enterprise. We have some discussion right now about certification. How can we certify people that they are now philosophical counselors or not? And one of the things that we have been discussing is, because you are having a PhD degree in philosophy or a master degree in philosophy, you might not be the best one to be a philosophical counselor. Whereas a nurse who has been a nurse for maybe 30 or 20 years, she might be even better, although she doesn't have really a master degree, maybe only a bachelor degree in philosophy. So the topic of what's the difference of episteme, techne, and phronesis. So the topic of phronesis, that this old, experienced nurse has a better chance to learn what phronesis is very important for us. So how can we train philosophers and non-philosophers to be more in touch with the phronesis? So we have decided, because we are also making master courses and academic courses at the university where I'm a professor, that we are having nurses, we are having consulants, we are having teachers, college professors, and so on, also in philosophical counseling. So we are trying to make a distinction between what we call philosophical counselor and then philosophical facilitator. And the philosophical counselor should have a master or PhD degree in philosophy, but he should also, or she should also have a kind of course in philosophical counseling. They can go on the master degree in Denmark, or they could go to the Norwegian group or anywhere else, as long as they have been through this kind of exercise. In Denmark, we also make a lot of focus on video observing, that you should do as an exercise and you should analyze it through video observations and so on. But this is only the third, or the second thing. The third thing is that you should, of course, as a counselor, have a lot of experience. And if you have all that, then you can be satisfied. Not satisfied, but have a certification. The second one was the philosophical facilitator. And there you have to be a professional with a lot of experience. You could be a nurse, you could be a teacher, and so on. And of course you should have some kind of philosophical background, at least a bachelor. But then you should go on a course in philosophical counseling and do different exercises and that. If you have that, you can be sophisticated, how do you say it? Not sophisticated, but have a certificate, license, license to do philosophical facilitating. So this is a discussion we have and development. I think is interesting. The last thing is my time now. The last thing is that we are also seeing in Denmark research projects in philosophical counseling, action research projects. How can we use philosophical counseling in teacher training, in higher education? And we also see lots of articles and books coming up. So there's a lot of life in Denmark also.